Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 329. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Blake.
I'm Jim.
And I'm the intern.
And with us this week, we have two guests. We have Steve and Izzy from Everything I Learned from Movies. Is that correct, Jeff? Jeff now, is that correct?
Yes, I hope.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Hey!
Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So, you guys are the first-time guest on the show.
Oh.
And you can that is a big thing because we haven't had new guests on the show in a long time. We usually have the same reoccurring ones. Or you have somebody like intern Hackney that just shows up and never leaves.
Careful.
The best kind of special guest. Kind of like these cats around us.
Oh, by the way, we apologize if you hear small meowing at some point. One of our kittens has just discovered her voice, and her favorite time to meow is during podcasting.
How many cats do you have?
3.
Oh.
We have the old man, Dr. Pickles, who's 18 years old, an old gray tuxedo. Then we have the 2 new kittens that are, about 8 months now?
Yeah, about 8 months.
They're little tortoiseshells. They are named Cameron and Poe after the Con Air character of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God, you hate
That's
Yes,
right.
yes. And
Well, they are replacing our podcat who passed away, Castor Troy, from Face Off. By the way, I had that cat before I met my husband.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And yes, he was a supervillain.
I did like how when Izzy's like, we got cats. I asked how many, and Steve's like, 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Let me check my lap. Uno, dos, tres.
So your one cat's 18. How long do they live for?
Too damn long.
I mean, the one who passed away, Castor Troy, he was unfortunately only 7.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, my mom had a cat who lived to be 23, but I definitely feel like Pickles is on the older end. Most cats I know, usually 12, 14, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like we need an expert like Joe Exotic to tell us how long these things stay alive.
Contact Tiger King!
Is your cat going to attack Joe Exotic and no one help him?
I mean,
Probably not.
that would require a lot more moving than he.
He'd be like,
than
just
this cat
kick it.
enjoys.
No, put the gun down. Put the gun down. You just get to kick it, man.
I have a dog, even though Blake doesn't believe I do. I have a dog that's going to be 13 in July, and every time I feel like she's, going to be sooner than later, she gets a spurt for 4 weeks and just runs around like mad, and then she sleeps for 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day. But every time I feel like it's the end, she surprises me. So
she can sense you're getting ready to put her down.
Yeah, that's pretty much Dr. Pickles. Every time Steve's like, well, better start making that appointment. It's like, nope.
Well, now we got the CBD oil for him, goddamn pothead, and so he's going to live forever.
We have the Keep Pickles High initiative.
Well, the issue is that, especially now during quarantine, she's just hanging around us all the time. And I have 3 kids, and they've always loved her, and she's always been great with them. But now they're really attached to her, and I'm like, oh God, this is going to be really bad when it happens. I was like, I don't know if I can handle this.
Daddy, this is my best friend in the whole world. Nothing could ever change that.
Bite her or something. Just
Look, a new bike. Go over that way. So, Brian, how old are your dogs over there?
The Boston Terrier will be 13 in the fall, and then Bowie is just a little over a year old.
Did you feel that getting the new dog helped the older dog?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And how old are your cats, Brian?
Let's see. Snowball is roughly 14, maybe 15. And Whiskey is just about 7.
Please tell me Snowball is black, just like The Simpsons.
No, she is actually she's 85-90% white.
Aww.
Is it
She was a
Snowball 1 or
cat
2?
Venus.
Yeah,
And they
she
gave
was.
her up forever.
Yeah, we rescued her from Dana's. We found her living under the deck.
Oh, the
And,
bar? Dana's
Yeah.
bar?
So
Jeff, you have no animals.
No,
Pet hour.
any living creature that depends on me for
Hello?
it to survive will die.
Including plants.
Any living creature.
Welcome to Pet Talk on Hobie this week. Blake,
I mean,
did
I
you have
personally would probably die if I didn't have other people feeding me. So,
Blake, do you have any animals over there?
Yeah, the girls used to have 2 twin cats when they were little, but those cats kept finding a way to chew through the water lines to the refrigerator.
Jeez.
They were able to squeeze behind the refrigerator until I figured out how to block and keep them out of there. Then those little bastards learned how to climb up in the basement across some of the rafters to the water line and start chewing directly from where the water line tapped into the damn water pipe.
all you got to do is just put a bowl
plumbing.
of some water down, Jason or Blake, for them. They don't.
They did. They had plenty of water. Those cats were never wanting in water or food.
Blake, are you sure you had cats and not beavers?
Yes, I'm pretty
Okay,
damn.
just checking. Just checking.
We eventually had to give them up for adoption. And it was probably the best thing too, because this is when, we were full on soccer nut family mode, and so we weren't home, and they needed attention. They needed a lot of attention. So, and we just couldn't give it to them. So we had to find a family that was worthy and give them up for adoption. But the rule was they had both go to the same house because we didn't want them split up. So, and we did. They found some rich doctor's family, and they're getting groomed every week. Those cats went to a life of luxury, man.
Oh, cats. I thought you said you got rid of your daughters. I'm sorry. My bad.
wow.
Still got one in the house. Can't get rid of that one. I keep spraying water on her every once in a while, but she keeps popping back up for food.
So, Stephen, Izzy, ever since we've been in quarantine, we started doing this in Skype because we usually have everyone in a podcast bunker studio that we built at my house, the Bob Studios. And we got probably 2.5 months worth of it after waiting 6 years to build it until we went on lockdown. So
yeah, then we had to bring our own chairs in. You believe that? He makes a podcast room, and then he makes us bring our own chairs in.
I think we're getting off easy, only having to supply a chair. Come on.
Blake, I'll give you my bill for my basement. I'll give you that.
Just for the soundproofing.
We do have a dragon on the wall. But anyway, so we started the last couple weeks with the big important thing. How much toilet paper do you have? Steve, Izzy, how much toilet paper do you have in your house right now?
Half a case?
No. We're down to about a quarter of a case, but we haven't bought any since January. We bought one Costco thing in January. We're still working our way through it, so we've actually not had to COVID buy yet.
Okay, good. Intern, how are you doing?
Doing well. Just was able to grab a 30-pack from Costco and a big thing of paper towels. So I'm up to 50-ish rolls of toilet paper. So I think I'm set.
Okay.
You're a hoarder. You're a hoarder.
Ready for Taco Tuesday, I see.
Taco Tuesday, Burrito Wednesday. Intern's covered. He's fine.
Tostada Thursday.
Curry Friday.
Jim, how are you doing over there?
We were down to 4 rolls, but we were able to find some at Target this past week.
Okay.
So we're good now.
Blake,
Yeah.
are you all right?
Yeah, I haven't had to go road warrior on anybody yet, so we're good. I think the toilet paper supply chain is filling back up for the world. But yeah, I'm sorry. Jim, go.
I'm sorry, Jim. I cut you off. What was that, Jim?
What's that? You had still Dana's?
We're going to split half of ours with our parents, since we're going to be nice children.
Oh,
Good job.
see, that's nice.
I thought they were stocked up.
They've been running. They're okay right now, but they could use some more. They're down to about probably 6 or 7 rolls.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I was considering wrapping myself up like a mummy and posting it on the internet just to get all that hate. keep me warm through the winter.
What, do you want to get robbed? Come on, Steve.
Is that what you learned from movies?
That's what I learned from The Mummy Returns.
Oh,
See,
no.
I for years I've been reading like listener feedback from EIL-FM, and it's finally nice to actually like hear and know that you guys actually exist and aren't people that Jason makes up for listener feedback questions.
Blake, they do exist since Jeff and I have both been on their show.
That's right. I've been on the Castaway, our casting game show that we've been doing. Well, we did for a year, haven't done it for a couple of months because it's a hassle sometimes.
Hey, now that everybody's locked down with Rona, we can do that again.
Yeah, bring back.
Yeah.
I still think I was robbed. I should have won.
You should have added Nicolas Cage. That's
I
really the key.
refused to add Nicolas Cage. Come on.
Then you refuse to win, sir.
I mean, if you want to kiss the championship goodbye.
I don't think did anybody do Nicolas Cage in our draft though. I don't think
the final, but he pops up every once in a while.
He's no Terry Crews.
Yeah. Terry Crews is like every episode. It could be like, hey, we're casting Friends. Yeah, Terry Crews. He's playing Chandler.
Have you guys done Con Air on your podcast?
We have not, but Nick August Cage is just around the corner, so keep an eye out for that one.
If you do, I would love to volunteer for any Nicolas Cage film in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
All right.
Excellent.
Every 2018
wonderful collection
Nicolas
from
Cage
2015 to present.
So good.
There's only like 45 of them.
If you've not seen Primal, you are robbing yourself of Nicolas Cage on a boat with a Jaguar movie.
Oh, that's about the endangered species that escape, right? Primal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Kevin Durant, who's a government assassin, blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
I'll be honest, you really can't recast Con Air because it is quite possibly the most perfect film of all time. Perfectly cast.
Everybody talking about like Back to the Future and stuff like that, and it's like, well, there's Con Air just above that.
It is.
Have you guys seen Color Out of Space yet? Is a new movie that's based on the original H.P. Lovecraft short story.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of slow, but then the last 20 to 30 minutes,
totally
it just
batshit
goes
crazy, fantastic.
Really? Oh, that's good because it is kind of weird. Lovecraft is kind of a heavy read, mostly because first of all, he's kind of dated, but he's writing sci-fi that is kind of his vocabulary and words and things he used to describe are just kind of like, okay, you got to remember this guy was like 100 years ago, more or less. And when you're talking about weird sci-fi stuff, you got to sit there and try and think, what he's actually trying to envision and show to you when you read some of this stuff. But I did see Nicolas Cage was coming out with Color Out of Space, and I think it was supposed to hit theaters. Did it hit theaters just before the virus? And it's one of these things that were like, shit.
It hit a couple art house theaters for a couple of weeks, but yeah, we saw it when it came on like Amazon Prime because nowhere in Utah had
the day it came out on Amazon Prime. We had it circled on the calendar.
Yeah, but it was out for like 2 or 3 weeks before, and no place in Utah had it. I think the closest was like. Probably down in Vegas or
no, it wasn't Vegas because we talked about going to Vegas to go see it, and it wasn't.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, it's all right. So I want to see it. So I guess I'll eventually either pay $4.99 on Amazon Prime or wait until it's free.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well,
Yeah.
and of course, the Nicolas Cage, I'm really excited for. Everybody's like, oh, the one where he plays himself. No, 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 no. Jiu-Jitsu, hopefully coming out later this year.
We talked about this.
Yeah, Tony Jaa and Elaine Moosey, friend of the podcast, and it's gonna be fucking great. He's gonna fucking roundhouse kick an alien.
It's like they wrote a movie specifically for me.
Jeff, next time when this lockdown's over, Jeff, you're coming over and we're going to watch this movie.
We are?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are.
On
There's
purpose?
no doubt.
If you guys like really crazy Nicolas Cage films, I'm also going to recommend Mandy.
I've heard about that. We did a panel at the Comic Expo.
Bikers, then he does cocaine.
Yeah, and people were talking about Mandy when we were talking about Nicolas Cage trivia and that, and I've never heard of it, but everybody that saw it loved it or thought it was batshit crazy at least.
Both.
Yeah. Well, and there's Between Two Worlds currently streaming on Netflix.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage plays a trucker who, to help a young lady, basically chokes her out so she can go into the nether realm to save her daughter who's in a coma from a motorcycle accident. That's like the first 10 minutes, and then it gets weird after that.
Because they make love, and he reads to her from a book of poems written by himself, by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
So is it like Flatliners?
It's kind of like that, except when the girl comes back, it's not her soul that's in her; it's his dead wife from like
Nicolas
5
Cage's
years.
dead
Nicolas
wife.
Cage's dead wife from like 5 years earlier, which makes no sense, but causes a little bit of drama, as you might expect, and then things get weird.
I feel like that's about the 80th weird film of Nicolas Cage's life. I feel like that's not even in the top 20.
Yeah.
The fun fact is that since 2010, he's made 43 films.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we went through them and we've seen all but like 7.
Yeah,
maybe?
pretty much everything but like the impossible to get stuff.
Oh, real quick, what is Primal on? Is that on Netflix?
It was on Amazon Prime.
I think it was on Amazon Prime.
I don't think it's on Netflix yet. It came out in like December, November, maybe. Like it's still kind of new.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wanted to see that. I got Amazon Prime, so I'll take a look at that. I wanted to see that one just because it looks so bad.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's probably $2 or $3 by now.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I cut you off. How much toilet paper do you have, Jeff?
Seriously, we're going back to that now? We've got enough. We got a Amazon Fresh delivery that had toilet paper. So
okay. I didn't want to shaft you on it. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to feel
toilet paper and vodka.
No, that's me. I am now. I got 24 rolls today delivered from Amazon, so I think I got the Cardinal. I think I am now up to with last week's delivery. I think I'm up to 106 rolls. I think I'm good now.
Order.
He's gonna make himself a nice little TP fort.
You will not go through those 106 rolls by the end of the summer, guaranteed.
Somebody knows how to use their stimulus check.
Has anyone gotten a stimulus check yet?
No.
They're made up. Government conspiracy.
Fake news. Fake news.
I think it was
Mine
this
got
week.
direct deposited today.
Oh, did it? Yeah, they're starting this week to send them out. And if you got your tax return, I think, in direct deposited last year or something, then you'll get them direct deposited.
Yeah, we were told ours is coming our bank said between April 15th and April 29th, it would be in your account. Thanks for that vague count. Thanks, bank.
Yeah, nice two-week window. Not too bad.
Yeah, what they want to do is hold on to it themselves, get that little bit of interest, and then they've got it already.
That's why the government hung on to it for a freaking month after they approved it, so they could earn that little bit of interest, right?
Just wait till we get that second stimulus check. I'm buying a tiger.
Indiana ended up with $8.2 million in their account.
I saw that.
So that's where everybody else's stimulus check went.
There's a fireman that went to check his account, and it was 8.2 million from the government. Whoops.
That's what he's trying to hit the ATM as often as possible.
Yeah.
See,
He has that monopoly
thought the
problem where it's
stimulus
like,
was
bank makes
working.
error in your favor, collect $8.2 million.
cash it out, move to another country.
You can't leave the country right now.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, with $8.2 million, you can leave the country.
True. Of course, then you would have to go to like Canada. Jeez.
I'm all right with
Oh
Canada.
no, and they'd pay for your health care too. Ah!
And they also have extradition.
Oh no, they'd have higher point beer. Ah!
That's a fallacy. They just do it alcohol by weight as opposed to alcohol by volume.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh no, they're police officers ride horses. Ah!
And they're nice to people. I don't know
How
what to
dare
do.
they? That's the final straw.
So wait, the rest of you guys watch Under Arrest on Netflix too? It's basically the Canadian version of Cops. It's fucking
So good.
amazing.
It's always Americans.
Yeah.
It's always Americans. who are
They're the
causing
only
trouble.
ones that would sign a release.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I have their
Stupid
face
that way.
shown. Everybody's, oh, this is free country, blah blah. No, sir, this is Canada. Please calm down.
So what you
I
doing
still
up
have no-
here?
I still have no clue why anyone signs off to be on Cops.
Yeah, that's gonna be their big break.
They're gonna have to pay for bail money. Come on.
Yeah,
They're
first
not
they
allowed
get
to
on
make
Cops,
money off
then
of
it's
it,
Married
though.
with Children. Wait a minute.
Then it's Forensic Files. Oh god, this is turning bad.
Guest voice on The Simpsons. That's still around, right?
It is,
Yes.
And
Before
then
we-
Just turned under arrest on in the background.
Yes.
Before we go any farther, real quick, Steve Anstey, tell us where we can find you at. Let's do that. 20 minutes into it, and we finally gave you a plug. So let's see where can we find you guys at?
Well,
Yeah.
we're at
I tried to plug 20 minutes ago, but go ahead.
Shut up.
Oh,
Blake.
well, of course, we're with Everything I Learned from Movies on all your favorite podcatchers. You can always hit us up at EILF Movies. That's Everything I Learned from Movies. On Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's usually the best way. And we're on Patreon if we want to throw a few shekels our way and stuff.
Help
but-
keep Mr. Pickles high.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it goes to. Yeah, we just talk about bad, questionable movies, and we got celebrity interviews, all kinds of fun
Hey.
game shows where we recast movies. Yeah, all kinds
That
of fun
Jeff
stuff.
loses at.
We're getting closer. We're circling Nicolas Cage interview wise.
We've
Steve, how close have we gotten?
gone to like his genetic double, his brother Christopher Coppola,
Yeah.
Ooh.
plus co-star in Jiu Jitsu Elaine Moosey.
One of his directors.
Oh yeah, Johnny Martin, director of Vengeance: A Love Story. Check it out.
Ooh. I would love to see just what Chris Coppola says. Like that's a good one. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, if you listen to that interview, you'll swear we're talking to Nicolas Cage. They sound identical, but yeah, it was an interesting interview.
He is a
great dude.
fascinating character.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's Nicolas Cage playing Chris Coppola and he just did that for the interview?
Honestly,
We've had this discussion many times. How dare you interrupt our pillow talk?
Oh.
Said Amazon Narc, your boss sent you. I mean, whatever.
Speaking of movies, we had a Twitter poll of the week this week at the History of Bad Ideas Bad Ideas podcast on Twitter. I always forget what our Twitter handle was. We had what ending in the greatest comedy of all time, Clue the movie, is the best.
basketball? Oh.
Clue the movie.
Everyone loves Clue, or they should. And if not, they're not allowed on the podcast. There was only 3 endings. Miss Scarlet, Ms. Peacock, and everyone but Mr. Green did it. Spoilers. So the outline is not correct. Damn you, intern. We had a couple other things.
Sorry.
People.
I,
It's all right.
I was off for Easter.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a 2-way tie for last. 12.5% voted for Miss Scarlet and the Miss Peacock ending. And 75% voted for the everyone but Mr. Green did it ending. Jeff, what is your favorite ending?
I voted for everyone but Mr. Green because that's the ending that had flames on the side of my face, burning, heaving breath.
Just a red herring.
That was the Miss Scar. No.
Yeah, it was all of them.
Oh, okay.
I watched that. I had it on in the background when I was working from home last week, and it's been a while since I watched it. And that is a quick movie. Like it flows quick. It's an hour and 40 minutes, I think, and it does not feel like that at all.
And that's with 3 different endings. Just like if you only watched one ending.
Mm-hmm. So, what are your thoughts, Stephen Izzy, about this? About Clue?
Phenomenal movie, and I feel like any ending, whatever one you feel like calls to your soul.
Yeah.
Steve's gonna vote for the boobies one.
Yeah, boobies. Yeah, the one where everyone did it. That's easily the best one, I think. I mean, the whole movie's great, but yeah, if there were all alternate endings in the DVD features, like at the end of Wicker Man or something of that sort, the one where everyone did it would definitely be the Not the Bees version.
Not the Bees!
And I will just throw this in there. If you want a really nice double feature night, watch Clue and Murder by Death.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Who's in it, babe?
That's a great question, Steve.
I've never seen it. You're the one that keeps bringing it up.
People are
I forget. You know I don't remember things.
Let's see. Murder by Death.
Murder by Death.
One moment. Pulling up the Indiva.
Intern, while he looks that up, what is you like Clue, don't you?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do.
Let's see. Peter Falk, Alec Guinness, Peter Sellers, Eileen Brennan.
What
No,
is
Eileen
Jeff?
Brennan double feature?
Yep, 1976.
Yeah.
Huh.
Written by Neil Simon.
I won't lie, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but we had it and Clue as a double feature on Betamax when I was a kid.
Oh.
Because my family makes wise choices. We had a Betamax and a Laserdisc player, and my dad was not buying anything else. We did not get a VHS till I was in high school.
Truman Capote, David Niven, Maggie Smith. What the hell is James Cromwell?
It's phenomenal, and it's great.
On the positive, Izzy, the Betamax had a better picture.
Oh yeah, better quality. Same with the Laserdisc.
Yeah, unfortunately, Laserdisc had 6 Laserdiscs out there. That's the only thing you could find. 6 of them.
Yeah, and we've got one of them framed on our wall that I took from my parents' house, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jason, I beg to differ, though.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked at, we'll just say a national toy store at one point,
Mm-hmm.
they had a Nintendo display that used laser discs. And and a coworker and friend of the show had a laser disc player, so he took all the old ones, and so we would watch the old Nintendo laser discs just for the hell of it.
Like the previews for the Nintendo games coming out?
They'd have previews. They'd have little commercials and ads that played on the display in the store.
Captain Nintendo, huh?
My favorite one was right before the Virtual Boy came out. They had this 5-minute ad or something about interviewing people at Nintendo on this new top secret system coming out.
And then it was Virtual Boy.
And it was Virtual Boy. 16 Shades of Red.
Woo!
That was a selling point.
Oh.
I mean, it's no Neo Geo, but...
What is?
I wanted the Neo Geo for so long and never got one. And I wanted the Atari Jaguar, but the problem with the Jaguar is I think all the games were $200 a piece. And I was like, oh. And I was like 15 at the time. So I don't think I was making the money for grass cutting that way. So, Blake, did you watch Westworld this week?
Of course I did.
I'm all caught up.
Oh,
Good.
I'm not. I didn't see this yet.
I'm not. But go ahead,
so you're
Blake.
lying. You are flat out lying now.
I am.
Can you believe at the end where that person died?
Oh my god!
That was
not
out of
that guy.
nowhere.
That doesn't work, Steve, because they just come back in Westworld every single week.
Oh, what is this? The Fast and Furious universe? Come on, guys.
Oh.
It was amnesia.
You know who's not coming back to Fast and Furious? Paul Walker.
Wait till Fast 9, my friend.
Thank Grandma
Brian's
Park
coming
and that
back.
shit.
Too soon.
Too soon. Come on. Sorry, Brian. I got some Abraham Lincoln jokes for you. My bad. Is that too soon?
No.
Spoiler alert, jeez.
No. Those are perfectly topical for the way our world is right now.
So, Blake, what do you think about Westworld this week? You are a Westworld guru.
Yeah, it's picking up. It's pretty cool. You know, it's there's a lot of parallels in regards to this real world that Dolores is in. So, kind of the irony that she wants to destroy the world of humankind, but she's doing it by giving everybody free will. And I don't want to give too much away from the whole thing. So just like she's leading, all the hosts to a haven where they can, free will and all that kind of stuff. She's doing the same thing with humankind and in this one.
Is this
ironic. So it's ironic. She wants to destroy everybody, but by doing that, she's giving everybody, control of their destiny.
Mm-hmm. Is it better? Is this season better than season 1?
No, it's better than season 2, though. The Sirach. This episode is very important because you learn a hell of a lot more about Sirach, and it's a little fantastical, but it's the future.
Okay. When I was working from home the other day, AMC had on Future World, the sequel to the Westworld movie from the 1970s. And let me tell you, Future World is not good. It is not good. I watched some of it, and I was like, I remember this a lot better when I was like 10 and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Jason, you remember a lot of movies from your childhood and think they were good, and then they turned out to be terrible. So,
false. Commando, still awesome.
Well, Commando is, but Jumanji is terrible.
We'll get to that later.
Two differ.
All right, which is better, Jumanji or Hook?
I've never read the book.
No, Hook.
Jumanji or Hook.
Oh, Hook. I thought you said the book.
Like Steven Spielberg, Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams. Yeah,
Jumanji.
I don't read.
Yeah, Hook was terrible too. So wow. I guess I would pick Jumanji over Hook.
See, both of those films in my house are loved in my house. By me too. So I will say Jumanji is better than Hook because Jumanji is shorter. Hook, you could have taken away about 20 minutes of it.
Oh, easy.
Because it's shorter. I like it.
But only one of them has #child murder.
That's true. Yeah, no, only kids die in Jumanji.
Spoiler alert.
Jim, were you going to say something about Jumanji?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it better than Popeye?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. I really
the movie that ended Shelley Duvall's career. Am I right?
I think Shelley Duvall ended Shelley Duvall's career.
Everybody tries to blame The Shining. They forget about Popeye.
Shelley Duvall had Shelley Duvall's Tall Tales and Legends.
What?
Shelley Duvall's Tall Tales and Legends. It was like, I think the first original Showtime show.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
It was on
Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she would take famous fairy tales and legends or whatever, and they would film them.
That sounds awful.
Well, yeah, you're awful. Oh my God, fairy
What else
tales
you got?
turned into a movie. Oh, that's terrible. Disney made a fucking fortune off of doing it.
Not with Shelley Duvall, they didn't. Shelley Duvall's The Little Mermaid.
Shelley Duvall in Beauty and the Beast.
Whew. I don't know what to say about that. Anyways, Blake, would you like to do some listener feedback?
Yeah, but speaking of TV shows and stuff, have you guys watched any of the Tales from the Loop?
Not yet. That's on Amazon Prime. It's
Yeah.
I've heard it's what's that fucked up one? Balderdash or what's that one? that,
Bandersnatch?
No, it's nothing like Bandersnatch or that kind of stuff. I've actually watched 5 episodes and it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of they do a heck of a lot of artsy, cinematography and it's like a weird sci-fi that it was based upon the Swedish painter who used to put like this futuristic weird stuff in normal landscapes and suburbia and farms and all that kind of stuff. So it takes place in a fictional Mercer, Ohio, and it looks like it's a cross between 1950s and 1970s. But I think the best way to describe the technology that's in this alternate place is that it's almost kind of like out of Fallout. So if you ever played Fallout 3, Fallout 4, a lot of like weird 1950s futuristic technology that was on Raytheon tubes and stuff. But it is really weird. This thing in underground that most of everybody in the town's employed is called the Loop, and it's just weird science fiction machine thing that everybody studies, and everybody just accepts the stuff wherever. So it's kind of artsy and cinematographic. Some of the plots are kind of predictable. Some of them are a little weird, but it's like a sci-fi tales from the creeper or
Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt, but sci-fi, but real serious, and each episode is kind of like standalone, but each episode brings in a new character from the prior episode, right? So if you see characters that are background folk in this current episode, they're going to be likely the lead in the next episode. So they're all intertwined. All the stories are essentially intertwined, but you're getting them all one at a time from different perspectives, and different things happen to everybody. So if I were in a pandemic, I may not be watching this, but it's still kind of neat.
Sounds like Eureka meets Black Mirror?
Yeah, Black Mirror, but yeah, it's kind of like Black Mirror, but I would say a little more artsy and a little bit more sophisticated, if that makes any sense.
Like how many tigers are in it?
No tigers, thank God.
Okay. To go back, Blake, did you describe that as suburban suburbia?
Yeah, it's kind of like a suburban suburbia.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
I was trying to think of the right way to describe it, and that's yeah. I'm gonna trademark that.
I have no words.
But anyways, if you guys check it out, let me know what you think.
I already forgot what it was called.
It's kind of neat. Tales from the Loop.
The Loop.
Yeah.
How many episodes is there?
87.
There's like 7 or 9. I think I'm on number 5. So.
I'm sorry. Did you say 7 of 9 was in it? I'm sold.
7 or 9. I can't remember.
Well, Blake, you got to see that. I got to watch Trolls 2.
Oh, boy. Nice.
Yeah, Trolls 2.
Got to or had to?
It was my son's birthday this week, and so we were going to go for a hike, and then it decided to drop from 70 degrees one day to like 25, and then the wind was about 50 miles an hour out here, so we did not go for a hike. So he wanted basically play Legos, play video games, and then he's like, oh, let's watch Trolls 2. Everybody in the family will watch it. So we did, and here's my recommendation. It's better than the first one. I did not want to gouge my eyes out, and it was not too long. So it was a shorter film. So you could do worse.
Wait, Jason. I'm sorry. We may not have a good connection here. Are you referring to Trolls plural 2 or Troll 2?
Not Troll 2. We're doing plural.
You should show your children Troll 2.
They're fine. They can handle it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You don't piss on hospitality.
I don't know if I would be able to show that to my 3-year-old. I don't think he would appreciate that.
So that's the second movie that Jason has given a review on of It's Not Too Long. Positive reviews coming from Jason.
Jeff, it's better than Planes, Emoji Movie, and Trolls 1. So there you go.
Put it on the box.
Poster.
Yeah.
Those are the worst 3 animated films I've ever seen in my life.
I accidentally watched Emoji Movie on a plane. I feel your pain.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And Planes was god awful. I don't even know how I survived that. God, that was awful. I was rooting for them to all wreck.
Tailspin. Tailspin.
So Blake, go ahead and do listener feedback. What do you got for us over there?
Yeah, okay. Everything you learn from movies, people. We start off with this one person. You know who that is?
Stork.
Doug.
Oh, even better.
Hey, fans.
Number 1 fan.
Formerly known as?
Seven.
Yeah.
Dad.
Hero in this time of pandemic.
Yeah.
What will the Patriots do to replace Tom Brady?
Get a quarterback.
They already did it. They
Jim,
got Brian Hoyer. They're good.
Yeah, Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Statham taking the Patriots back to the Super Bowl. Woo!
What they're going to do is suck so they can draft high next year.
For Trevor Lawrence. Yep.
Their defense is too good to suck.
Not if they tell the defense to purposely throw games.
Ooh, purposely.
They would never.
I would not put that past Belichick to do.
Wait.
I would.
You mean like the Bengals did this year?
No, the Bengals are that sucky.
No, we were just that bad.
They tried to beat Miami. They went to overtime and couldn't do it.
I think it's cute that you guys all think there's going to be an NFL season. That's not happening.
Oh, they're drafting next week. I'll be watching it.
Thank God for the NFL.
Yeah.
I'll be watching the Patriots draft Utah State's Jordan Love.
Ooh.
Yep.
So Jim, you're the football guy. Brian, you too. Do you think they're going? Sorry, Brian.
What about me, asshole?
I'm not a Browns
The
fan.
Browns. That doesn't count.
Jim, do you think Cam Newton will go to the Patriots, or do you think he finds a job this year?
Cam Newton will sign somewhere. He's got an upside that's too high to not play.
Cam Newton will hold out or not sign until a contending team gets an injured quarterback, and then he'll go there.
Okay.
Or once they finally come back.
Who's the Chargers quarterback right now? Tyrod Taylor?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, isn't he like the Chargers quarterback now? Like they're still looking for somebody?
Yeah.
He might be going to LA.
I think Tua is going to LA.
Oh, I guess if they draft, yeah.
Chargers are going to make a move and get him. Cam Newton's ego is too big to be a backup, and there's going to be a team that's going to have to sign him, and then you're going to find out if Cam's got the mental fortitude, to put in the work and the effort that it's going to take to actually be a good quarterback. I mean, he's a good natural. He's one of those naturally physically gifted quarterbacks, but the problem is it comes too easy. It probably came too easy for him, and he's more concerned about his fashion and his brand and everything else than actual playing football.
Hey, Blake, spoilers. He won't put in the work. He won't.
And that's the problem when you got some athletes that are just too physically gifted and they rely on it for too long, and then Mother Nature always wins that battle, and they burn out so quickly, and it's a shame.
Well, and other people get screwed over, like Tim Tebow.
Oh. Fuck that dude. Fuck him. God.
You mean the people who aren't naturally gifted, like Tim Tebow?
The people who are just so incredibly talented that the NFL is threatened and have to push him out of the league. Send him
That's
to Canada.
Oh, that's what Cam Newton should do. He should take a knee. Then he'll have his own built-in excuse for not being signed by anybody.
Intern, what were you going to say about football? Did you have a comment?
No, I was just saying like all those guys like Newton and like Andy Dalton. Once training camp and everything is able to go on, it'll probably be rushed. So we're probably going to see a bunch of injuries. There'll be, it happens every other year, but basically, so you'll see a couple guys get hurt, and then the need will be there for them.
I'm sorry, guys.
I think after the draft, you're going to see a lot of free agent and trade movements regarding quarterbacks. Because I think right now there are a number of teams that are thinking about that they want to jockey and try and get, a couple of these players. And then after that pans out, then we'll see what happens. Because are you really going to hold on to Andy Dalton if you got Joe Burrow?
We can't.
Are you going to hang on to Tyrod Taylor when you got Tua? Oh, wait. Well, hold on a sec.
Tua's going to sit out the year or back up his first year, I bet.
Yeah, I think they would just to be safe because he is a little brittle, and the best thing would do would be, to let him do another full year of healing and develop and be safe. And Tyrod Taylor's really not a bad quarterback, tell you the truth. It's kind of interesting. I was listening, I forget who I was listening to. They're like Tyrod Taylor the past couple of years is actually a better quarterback than Cam Newton statistically.
I'm a better quarterback statistically than Cam Newton.
We're not talking fantasy. We're okay.
Steve doesn't play that fairy tale football.
About real games players.
Oh, I can't run the option like he can, but as far as passing.
Did you guys see football? Tavares Jackson passed away. He died in a car wreck.
Oh yeah, car wreck. Yeah.
Breath of Silence.
Way to bring it down, Jason.
Sorry. Breath of Silence. Breath of Silence. XFL. Oh, it's a heartbreak. Fucking heartbreak.
You talk about the worst time
I haven't been this heartbroken since the AAF folded.
How dare you?
I'm gonna lie, I'm beginning to think that...
Hey, I was excited to see the Utah team play. Then they folded before I got here.
XFL supposedly they couldn't be guaranteed a TV spot next year, which kind of surprises me. And they were scared. They were worried that they would not be able to fill stadiums, especially with everything going on, coronavirus and that. So basically, they folded. The rumor is that XFL chair people are trying to sell it. The investors are trying to sell it to somebody.
Well, the McMahons are.
Vince McMahon is he only owned I think 20%. I think they said, but
his
WWE
daughters own the rest.
Well, WWE owned 25%, even though they weren't supposed to own any. They owned 25% in the paperwork that came out today. So
yeah, I think that's why that they filed bankruptcy because the WWE is struggling so bad right now, and he needs.
They are.
He had $500 million that he had put directly into the XFL to fund it for at least two seasons. So I think now it just got to the point where he had to make a choice and he needed that money.
Yeah.
So which really sucks because it looks like he's trying to get out of paying a lot of people.
Did anybody else watch WrestleMania this past weekend?
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah. I liked it. It was my first one I've actually watched live. So
in a very long time.
Well, live ever, but yeah.
It was good to see some stuff, and we talked about a little bit that it was a nice diversion from everything. The problem was it was weird to watch it with no audience. I'm a huge wrestling fan.
That's exactly why we watched it, because we wanted to see this train wreck. But
I've been watching wrestling since I was like 4 or 5, and it's tough for me to watch AEW and WWE right now because there's nobody in the crowd. I can't watch it without the reaction. It's tough.
Yeah.
Are you saying they should do some laugh tracks in there or something? Get some canned
laugh
audiences?
tracks.
Get some of those Westworld robots out there.
I don't see why they can't just go back to on Raw and SmackDown running the same shows from that date 10 years ago.
Yep.
Just to go back and how they got deemed as essential by DeSanto or the guy in Florida is so stupid.
Well, I mean, mega churches are all exempt.
True. There you go.
And they're dying off like crazy.
Well, and the best part is you play it from 10 years ago. It's like, and welcome to the ring, Chris Benoit, going on to the next match. Here comes China right after these messages.
Everybody
And
take
the
a
Iron
shot.
Sheik.
Everybody take a shot for every dead wrestler that shows up from 10 years ago. We're going to be trashed by the end of the first commercial.
After watching WrestleMania, we watched WrestleMania, was it 17? Like the
17.
2001 one, and it was like, oh no.
9/11.
Yeah, the gimmick battle royale. Oh.
WrestleMania 17 is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, it was great. But as soon as like Kamala comes out and
oh, Kamala. Was Kimchi with him?
Yeah, of course.
The gobbledygook.
Yeah, that's right. The fucking turkey mascot or whatever.
Okay, so since this has been brought up, and we blame Steve on this one. Sorry, Blake. Real quick, Jim, I need your help here. We kind of talked about this on Twitter.
Yep.
If we were the WWE, here we go. Who is each member of Hobie as a wrestler, and tell us why?
Well, I said I was Brock Lesnar because when I come on, I absolutely own the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I get to come on when I pick and choose, and all the fans hate me.
I said that Jeff was Kofi Kingston because he's here for a good time. He should have won more titles. Probably should have had more hand in everything. But he's just here for his friends.
That I like to jump on chairs.
Yes.
And the acrobatics, you're really into those too. I think Jason would be Iron Mike Sharp.
Arn.
Because he's just a jobber. I mean, he just shows up. Every week he shows up and just gets pummeled.
But puts in a good effort.
But he's still a Hall of Famer.
What about Barry Horowitz? I can clap my hand on the back.
Would you rather be Barry Horowitz and Iron Mike Sharp?
God, no. No, I'll take Iron Mike Sharp. Who's Brian?
Brian, I just think he's going to be Dolph.
Yep.
He's never going to get a major push, but we love him. We love him, and he can come out and just do whatever he wants.
That's fair.
Wrestling...
That's fair. I said personally, I feel like I'm the Stone Cold of the podcast because I show up, I drink beer, and I raise hell. So.
Yeah, is there an intern in the WWE?
Dolph Ziggler.
1, 2, 3 kid.
Oh. I will say intern Hackney does have educated feet. Man, he can kick like no other. So Jim, you did a good job with this. Who's Blake?
Who's Blake or Black or Blake Bot or
Doesn't matter.
He's going to be
Mick Foley because he plays so many different characters.
It could be Mick Foley.
Can I be a trio?
You can be a trio.
Mick
Yeah,
Foley.
you're Mick Foley.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Every week.
Intern says Sergeant Slaughter. I like that one.
Are you saying he has a large chin?
Are you saying he's a G.I. Joe?
I like that. He's Sergeant Slaughter. Change approved. Good job, Blake.
Awesome.
real quick here.
He's Dude Love, he's Cactus Jack, and he's Mankind all in one.
Real quick here. Number one fan, Doug. He did say, just to get the fake news out there, the post office, because he may have some connection to the post office, we have not taken money from the government since the early 1980s. We have to pay $5.5 billion a year to pre-fund our retirement for 75 years. That is why we are losing money. So, that is why. And if you can text USPS to 50409, and they'll contact your state reps for you. You don't even have to do it, with a petition to save the post office. Hashtag save the post office. So you don't even have to contact your douchebag state representatives that don't do anything. You text that to 50409. They will contact those douchebags in office for you. See?
Will they leave a burning bag of dog poo, though? Because that's what I really want.
Yes, but only by FedEx.
Hello, DHL?
Oh, no, not DHL. Fuck those guys.
Well, the post office delivers all of their packages, too, so.
Correct.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's true. And, like, the post office can't go away because then how would we get our bills from UPS?
That is true. And how are you going to get your stimulus checks if you don't have direct deposit, if you have no post office?
You go onto the IRS
Shut up, Brian.
website.
Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry, is that your point?
See, man, it's the government's way of keeping us down. They get rid of that post office, man, then we can't vote, and then they can separate the minorities and keep us divided, and it keeps us easier to rule.
That's right.
Down the hall, people on the Political Hobie podcast. Stump. Soapbox, whatever it's called. So, yes. So, hashtag save the post office. Text to 50409. Do it for APANs at least. Do it for APANs. You don't have to do it for us or even the post office. Just do it for Doug. Do it for APANs. And at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 11th through 13th, if you come to our booth, and when APANs is there and you tell him that you did save the post office, he will give you a hug and he will get a picture taken with you.
Social distancing.
You probably won't see.
Will it be a hug or a smother?
Well, the problem is when you get your picture taken with him, it will be mostly just hands you see, but at least it will be there. At least you can say you saw APANs. So there you go. So go ahead, Blake. That's your political statement for the night. Go ahead, Blake. Move on.
So that's what the Patriots are doing to replace Tom Brady.
They're going to try to focus on saving the post office.
That's right. Next one's from our Psy guy, Dev. If you were allowed to have a celebrity cheat list, who would you make your top 5?
Jason Statham. Sorry, I was answering for my wife there real quick.
It's true, though.
Well, where does Nick Cage fall in your top 5?
Oh, I don't have that kind of self-esteem. Come on.
Yeah, she's basically just focused on the cast of Hobbs and Shaw. It's like, yeah, maybe Idris Elba, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds. Keep Kevin Hart away, but, The Rock's brother's kind of cute.
Okay, Izzy. I want you to close your eyes. I got Jason Statham on the line for you. You ready? Here we go. Gotta get in tone here. I just cooked a shark. There you go. There you go. That was
Sean Connery?
I don't know who that was or what he said. So.
Was that Steve Irwin?
I know it's me, Sawdalls.
I just cooked a shark.
I don't understand who you are or what you said.
So it's Brad Pitt from Snap.
Hey, what did Vin Diesel get in here?
President of the family.
I just want to say that I nailed it. I think I nailed it. I think I did.
Yeah, that's Iron Mike Sharp with his finisher right there.
Jeff, do you miss being in the same room with me as I do my impressions?
Yes, they're better in person than they are over the web.
Can they be any worse?
We named the dog Indiana.
Vin Diesel?
Sure.
See, Jason, you're forgetting your first rule of doing impersonations.
Sorry. Dr. Jones. We named the dog Indiana. I'm Dr. Jones.
Sylvester
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kevin Spacey. I got people in my basement.
Jim, don't be jumping in here. let me give you the number one here. Request it. Oh, Michael Coon. Perfect. It's perfect.
Stallone. That was Stallone 1000%.
Yeah. Really good. That was like Cobra era Stallone.
Ooh,
I could hear
such a good movie.
Pizza. That's how great it was.
Well, we gotta leave Steve and Izzy. They're gone. See ya. They don't appreciate
All right, everybody. Everything I learned from movies on your favorite podcatchers.
Blake, who's on your cheat list if you're allowed to have one?
There's multiple top fives. I can't go into details with them right now.
Is that because your wife is in the house with you?
Yes.
Okay. Blink twice if you need to help.
He's not on video, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, Jason doesn't care anyway.
I've been blinking SOS this entire time. You know what this did work.
Intern, what's your top five? Just give us a couple.
Let's see. I had Kate Beckinsale,
Nice.
Brie Larson,
Oh yeah.
Rosario Dawson.
She's 5 of them on my list, so you can't have her.
All five.
What do you got, Jeff? Besides Rosario Dawson.
I've got her 5 times.
Okay. Jeff, like you could 5 times, Jeff. Come on.
Well, just in case, I don't want it to fall through the cracks. I would hate for her to say I would only do it if I was number 3 on your list and I had her at number 2, So I'll just make sure she's everywhere on the list. Cover all my bases.
Jim, you got any on your top 5 there?
I gave this lots of thought.
Okay.
Number 5 is Jewel, the singer.
Okay.
Number 4 is Rachel Lee Cook.
The singer.
If that happens, then I'll have her call co-star and go to the Pussycats so she can hook up with Jeff.
Thank you.
Number 3 is Zoe
right
Deschanel.
Oh.
Number
Who?
2 is a tie between Joe Manganiello and Sofia Vergara. I want the entire couple.
You want to be part of the 3-way.
Yeah. And my number 1 is still Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Bennifer. Or wait, no.
At least with Joe and Sophia, when you guys are done, you can play some D&D.
Exactly.
The worst part about that is that he's a Steelers fan.
Oh.
Well, not
He was-
everybody can be perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the Steelers fan's far worse than the anal sex. That's for sure.
Some things you can overlook, Steve.
Not that Pittsburgh Steeler shit.
Do we have a title for the show?
No. I'm going to say Alexa Bliss is up there for me. Alexa. She's a wrestler. I'm going to say Chris Pratt is up there. I love Chris Pratt. Everywhere. Rosario Dawson. I think I will have to steal that from you, Jeff.
You're not allowed.
Oh, no, I am. I'm trying to think. Damn it, I always forget who the other ones are. I always... What's that?
Kristen Bell.
I do like Kristen Bell. Sandra Bullock was on my list for a while. I'll keep her on my list. I like
she
Sandra
really
Bullock.
was on your list for a while. I never understood that one.
Jason C.
Oh.
Brown promised me a rendezvous with Kristen Bell. I'm waiting for him to deliver still. We'll have to ask him when he's on next.
I don't think... I think he delivered Dax Shepard to you, Blake, not Kristen Bell.
I knew there was a problem.
Well, if you go by Jim's way, it's not a problem because you can just get all of them together.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
You could be Eskimo Brothers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to add Rosario Dawson to my list just so that we can all be Eskimo brothers. It'll be great.
There you go.
Well, I can tell you Steve's 1 through 4.
Go on, babe.
Elizabeth's Shoe.
Yeah, that's number one. All right.
That's a
good.
good one. That's a good
Who
one.
else, babe? Who else is up there?
I don't know. Go for it.
Well, Nev Campbell.
Oh,
Have her up
yeah.
there. That's me. Shit. Who else? I like the Zooey Deschanel one you guys brought up earlier. That's nice.
You do like yourself some Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
She's on my
one.
list.
There.
Good
Yeah.
call. Good call.
Kobe. Anyway.
I mean, either Kobe.
And I mean,
Hey, Steve, did you update your list since 1999 or 2001? I'm just asking.
well, Kobe Smulders is, so there.
Oh, sorry.
Why I
Kobe.
perfected it back then.
Well, he had Zoe Deschanel's sister on it, so that counted.
Yeah, what's Gillian Anderson up to? Is she still around?
Joey Lauren Adams, is she on there?
Nope.
I was expecting that to be Jim's list when he's like Joel and Joey Lauren Adams
Yes.
and Renee Zellweger.
Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, I'm torn.
Torn. Damn it, I can't remember the rest of the song. I would have sung it. Damn it.
Yeah,
who's that cute chick from
The title.
Hackers?
Hold on. I'm torn. I'm standing naked in the kitchen. Here I am, torn. Is that it?
No.
I'm
No,
naked
that's
on
not
the
it.
Right,
floor.
Naked and Torn are the only ones that were in the song.
Sorry.
Never.
I think the was also correct.
Oh, good. Izzy, what's your top 5? You got any besides Vin
Steve
Diesel?
recovered.
Yeah, pretty much cast of Hobbs and Shaw.
Anyone in Cobbs and Shaw, even one of the background guys.
So that's one. What about your other 4?
That is-
Kurt Russell's probably up there.
I'll tell you one thing, Izzy. That is one lucky grip on that.
She said cast, not crew, Jason.
Oh, my bad. My
There
bad.
are some standards.
Sorry. That negative cutter has it going on.
Wait, you edited John Wick? Oh, I want you in me.
Yeah, you read my diary out loud.
Sorry.
What else you got, or Blake, whatever your name is? Keep going.
Now we got Besotted Geek.
Okay.
But when is this year's Cincinnati Comic Expo?
September 11th through 13th.
Never forget.
Cincinnati Duke Energy Convention Center. As long as it's not a hospital, it will be on September 11th through 13th. Pray for Mojo.
Never forget those.
What's that?
Never forget those dates. September 11th to 13th.
That's
2000.
right.
No, you're allowed to forget them at the end of September so you can remember the next year's dates.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hobie will be there, and we playing trivia. We have a panel and have a booth and a couple other things coming up. We're going to hold off on a couple other things until we make sure everything's all right. But yeah, September 11th through 13th. Get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com and keep looking because they keep adding great comic book artists and writers to the panels or to the show, and they will be adding more TV, movie, media people too. But let's give it a break here, people. We're just waiting until everything goes away, the virus. So in 6 years. But anyway, so September 11th through 13th, and get your tickets now. So
Never forget.
Thanks, Besotted. That's right. What else you got, Blake?
Now this one is from Brian Owl.
Mm-hmm.
So this should make everyone cry. Get ready, Jason.
I know.
An 18-wheeler semi crashed. An 18-wheeler semi crashed. Not partially crashed. An 18-wheeler
Semi-crash.
crashed in North Texas after the driver fell asleep behind the wheel, resulting in his haul, toilet paper, being streamed across the highway. How does this affect our panic buy?
It doesn't.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I have to go real quick.
I'm not close enough to Texas for this to matter, but yeah, it doesn't affect Jason at all because he panic bought long before then.
I did not panic buy. I just like toilet paper.
I've got 800 rolls of toilet paper in the back.
106, okay? 106. 9 cans of Chef Boyardee, okay? Suck it.
And in 8 months, you'll still have 9 cans of Chef Boyardee.
Oh, God, yeah, that's the last resort. I'm not opening up that SpaghettiOs because I had them as an adult, and they are awful. I'll take the ravioli, though.
SpaghettiOs by Chef Boyardee? No. Mm-hmm. SpaghettiOs are by Franco-American, which was bought by Campbell's.
Okay.
Different.
My bad.
Get your food correct.
Wait, which one has Ninja Turtles?
I think that was Campbell's.
All right.
Jeff, do you do SpaghettiOs with meatballs or hot dogs?
Meatballs. Hot dogs are nasty.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, Jeff is an expert on these types of food.
I'm the hot dog expert.
Not Dr. Dana.
I know you had educated feet there, Brian. Damn it, you're a hot dog guy. My bad.
There was that meme going around about how us in Generation X are prepared for this. You know, it's like I already live off of Pop-Tarts and Chef Boyardee, so this isn't a big deal for me.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
All right, gentlemen, the real question: macaroni and cheese, hot dogs, tuna, or chili?
Lobster.
Which one do you add to it?
Lobster. I like that. Of those 3 options, I'd pick tuna, and I don't really like tuna, but it goes good with macaroni and cheese.
I'm going chili.
White trash special.
I'm going chili.
Hot dog.
Hot dogs.
Blake?
None.
Just none.
Fools, the correct answer is chili.
Chili. I agree. Unless it's my wife's mac and cheese. Her cheesy goodness doesn't need anything in it. Back me up, Jeff.
Well, it is good, but we haven't tried it with anything else, though. So
wait, can you move your camera slightly to the left so we can see your wife, who I assume is looking over your shoulder when you say that?
Can I add her to my list?
Don't worry about it. I'm not looking the other way. Don't worry about it.
My question to you, Utahns, is when you say chili, I'm assuming you don't mean what we Cincinnatians mean by chili.
Oh, I'm a Californian.
Oh.
Born and bred, who just happens to be residing here. So I'm going to throw the loop through everything. Steve, does your chili have beans or no beans?
Preferably not.
Oh, good for you. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask what the difference between Cincinnati chili is besides they get the first pick in the draft.
If you've never had Cincinnati chili, you won't recognize it as chili.
Is it the one where like you stick the spoon in, it stands straight up?
No, that's California chili.
Okay, that's most chili.
Theirs is a liquid. It's basically hot sauce.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's more of a sauce than anything else.
It comes into your mouth, Steve, and goes out the same way. It's pretty much the
so
same.
It's like the macaroni, which is a feather that I put in my hat. Thusly.
Cincinnati chili is good, but I guess Jeff has more of a the Skyline chili here that's famous is more chocolatey. It has like chocolate, right? As one of their
it'll have a little bit of cocoa, but it'll have nutmeg,
cinnamon,
and cinnamon.
Okay.
Look, guys, just because you call candy bars chili over there, it doesn't make it. Right? There's certain guidelines. No.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds like a mole, not chili.
It kind of does sound like mole, yes.
There's really not that much chocolate, just a hint. Again, it's a Greek sauce is pretty much what it is.
It's good. It's good. Blake, let's wrap this up on listener feedback. What do you got?
Professor Number One and Doctor Number One. The Grand Canyon National Park closed. What? There's not enough space for social distancing there? That's bullshit. Was it due to being filled in? Oh, was it due to be filled? What? Was it due to being filled in? Asking for a friend named Theo.
Asking for a friend named Theo? Fuck that Theo kid. Fuck him.
Obviously, I have no idea what this is about.
The fuck are
It's
you?
Yeah, we've only talked about it on the show for a couple of times. So
He's having a stroke.
you would have no clue what it means.
That fucking Theo kid from Million Little Things. God, I hope you fall into a Grand Canyon, you punk.
And then get filled in. Ah.
Yeah.
Dumbest 10-year-old kid ever.
Yeah, take that shit, kid.
Hashtag shit kid.
So, is it possible for Theo to have gotten fetal alcohol syndrome from his alcoholic father?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe
His semen alcohol levels through the roof.
yeah.
On this episode of Forensic Files.
The sperm had too much alcohol in it. That's what it was.
Because if they can find a way, that show will make it so.
Real quick, we have 2 special listener feedbacks just for Steve and Izzy. No one else.
All right, bring him on.
From Michael Bagford. Steve, what film do you think Tim Curry could improve by acting in it? In his prime, Tim Curry, not now.
Like any of them, really.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
let's
question
get
is,
where
what
we
film
sub in Tim
couldn't
Curry.
he improve?
Oh, I mean, anything with a monkey, obviously,
Oh, yeah,
based off
obviously.
Congo.
Oh,
Congo. I was gonna say Congo, but it's like, oh wait, he's already in there acting his balls off.
Monkey trouble.
Yes, Tim Curry plays the Harvey Keitel role of the random Italian gypsy
In the middle of Los Angeles.
Yeah, chasing after Thora Birch and her monkey.
In which movie? I didn't hear the title.
Monkey Trouble.
Monkey Trouble.
Yeah, the timeline even works out too. 97, 98, whenever that was.
You know what? Even the tagline for Congo could work for that movie too, where you are the endangered species. It works. It works.
It works for every movie, Jason.
It does work for every movie.
Step up 2, where you are the endangered species.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where you are the endangered species.
Exactly.
The Notebook. Where you are the endangered species.
It works.
Rocky 4. No.
No, it does. It does work. Jurassic Park, where you are the endangered species. It works.
The Pianist, where you are the endangered species.
Life is beautiful, where you are the endangered species.
Say life is beautiful, Jess.
Life or something like it, where you are the endangered species.
500 Days of Summer, where you are the endangered species.
The core.
The core, where you are the endangered species.
Oh, you guys have stumbled upon Steve's favorite movie.
The core. Horrible.
Steve, I've watched that in the last 6 months, probably more times in those 6 months I have ever in my life. I think I've seen it 3 times on TV, and I can't stop watching. It is so bad.
Did you lose a gamble with the devil, sir?
You'll watch that 3 times, but you can't watch a movie I bought for you and Jeff that you lost a bet and agreed to watch.
Okay.
Because he would rather watch the core.
Pompeii will be watched. It's just,
yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson, bitches. Ooh, I'm adding him to my list of 5.
How can I be an optimist?
So Mia Jovovich can watch. How did I forget Mia Jovovich?
How'd you
She's
forget
gonna be
Mia
on the list. God damn
Jovovich?
it.
That's, yeah. She might even bump Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah. They could be 1 and 2.
Pompeii,
They can go together.
where you are the endangered species. It works.
All right, Jason, I'm going to ask you, brought up the core. Do you remember the standee that the theater had from the core?
I did not.
Oh, it was that big, huge thing where they had the drill like going down. It like was, it could only fit in the middle of the room because of the tall ceilings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they spent way too much money on the standee for this piece of shit movie. Now I'm going to have to look up, see if I can find a picture of this.
The standee?
Yeah.
The core, where the working title was Laser Train to Hell.
Yeah.
The best part is Steve, since you're a big fan of the film too, is it's so ridiculous. Like when they get, I don't even know where they get to the middle, and they're able to get out, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's possible.
Okay, let me run through this movie real quick. What's the train made out of? It's called unobtainium. What? Get the fuck out of here. What does it do? Oh, it's able to drill so fast we go into the earth at like 100 miles an hour. What? Get the fuck out of here. I didn't program it to read nothing. Get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. Oh, okay, we've set off the explosion, started the earth. Smash cut to 4 hours later where they're back at the surface of the earth. Oh shit, we're still in a high-speed chase from the explosion. Are you fucking kidding me?
I will grant this movie one of the best Stanley Tucci freakouts of all time.
Yes. Yes.
Where he goes over the plot of the movie?
Yes! It pretty much said the exact same tone.
For the people that just turned on the movie at this point, let me tell you what's going on.
And then Delroy Lindo punches him and says, "It's not a stupid show."
Steve, should I tell them my theory about the core?
Go for it.
So we did the core during a disaster month. We also, or I forget which month we watched, but we also watched Sphere and Event Horizon, like kind of all in the same week. And I realized they all share timelines.
Oh God.
So the Event Horizon.
Strap in, everyone.
Put on your tinfoil hats. We're going for a ride.
Okay.
So in Event Horizon, for those who haven't seen it, it is placed in the future. A super advanced starship goes missing behind a black hole, reappears 5 years later. It appears to be completely undamaged. Its entire crew is gone. Turns out, spoiler alert, it was in hell the whole time.
Yeah.
My theory is, because they're in the future, it goes through the wormhole. Obviously, they already talk about it had time travel and whatever. It crashes back to Earth and is the spaceship from Sphere. So Sphere is Michael Crichton's movie, where they find a spaceship underwater and an elite team has to, they find a relic under the water and it turns out it's a spaceship and spoiler alert, it's from the future. And then it mysteriously takes off at the end of the movie. They take the knowledge in Sphere they got from the ship, the Event Horizon they found at the bottom of the ocean to help build the laser train to hell from the core. And with that technology, they're able to build the Event Horizon. Therefore, it is its own grandmother.
Yep. Basically, we theorize Samuel L. Jackson's character is Delroy Lindo, like 10 years later, with all the knowledge he got from Sphere to make the laser train to hell. And there you go. And then I'm assuming great grandson is Lawrence Fishburne.
We're leaving.
My issue with that is that of those three movies, unfortunately, Event Horizon is the best of those three. Oh, dear God.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's no question of that.
I mean, just compare the casts.
Sphere is so boring and so long. It is awful.
Yeah.
They're nocturnal. They're only poisonous at night.
Look, this deep sea creature that has no idea what time of day it is up at the surface? Get the fuck out of my face. That's core level bullshit.
Exactly. See?
Before, we were going to recast Outbreak with Muppets, but we're running a little long. So, Jeff, can you give me news of the geek music?
No.
Okay. News of the geek. Thanks, Jeff. You had one job to do. Thanks, Kofi.
You asked for music. I wasn't giving you music. I can give you an introduction.
Okay, give me an introduction, asshole. It's
time for another installment of the news of the geek.
Okay. Speaking of Jumanji, per the comicbookmovie.com, the original Jumanji movie was released in 1995. 2017's Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle reinvented the franchise. And then last year's The Next Level was also hit with a whopping $797 million at the worldwide box office.
Jesus.
I guess I'm the only one that has seen all three. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
At the end of the last one, they actually did set up for another one. And despite COVID-19 putting Hollywood on hold for this foreseeable future, director Jake Kasdan, who has nothing else going on, he helmed the reboot and the sequel, said, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and do another one." He quote, "We were just getting into the conversation before this global calamity, and we were re-engaged it as soon as everybody settled." He said the pandemic has slowed things down a little bit, but he hopes for the sequel that will be exciting on its own 2 feet in a way that's comparable to what the first two were for me. The filmmaker was quick to point out that he's still in the earliest days of trying to figure out what that will be. So, yes, I want a job as a director of the third one. I don't have an idea, but please hire me, is what he's saying. So,
It's called Jumanji: The Final Level. The Rock and Kevin Hart come back, but they're, I don't know, women in their bodies. Boom, $800 million.
Trademark it, Steve.
Oh, patent pending.
There you go. Good job. Basically, at the end of the last one, the Jumanji came to our world, and that's how it ended.
Jumanji: The Lost World.
And it was best because even my 10-year-old was like, "Well, that's going to be a sequel." Yep, it will.
Directed by Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh, he only makes gold.
Exactly.
On
the cheap.
He's the poor man's Paul Anderson.
Which one did Resident Evil?
PWS.
Oh, okay.
We like PT much better.
Let's see here. Actually, you know what? We're going to go off the line here because I don't really feel like Disney right now. We're actually going to go with the top movies that have been streaming during quarantine here. So this was released. Let me get this for you here. Yes, this is bad podcast. I'm looking. Give me a second here. So let's see here. Jeff, talk amongst yourselves. Jeff, say something. Okay, never mind. I got it now. Anyway, so per IndieWire, we have the top on each streaming service, the top films on Fandango now. Which does anybody use Fandango now?
What the fuck is that? Yeah,
I have no idea. Contagion is number 1. 10 Commandments, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, Trolls, not the horror movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Shrek, Selena, Home. Oh God, that cartoon. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Spider-Man: Homecoming. 10 Commandments kind of surprises me on that one.
Well, very similar plot to Contagion.
That is true. Let's see here.
Happy Easter, everybody.
iTunes had Contagion, Hunt for Red October, if I'm drunk. Shutter Island. Ugh. Trolls, the cartoon. Pretty Woman, The Big Lebowski. This is the one that pisses me off. RoboCop 2, not the first one.
Yeah, the best one.
Shark Tale, that pisses me off because that's a horrible cartoon. Coming to America, and Independence Day, Jeff Now's favorite movie.
So Contagion's sweeping the charts, it sounds like.
Well, Amazon Prime only had a top 5 because I think they only have 5 movies worth watching on the show, on their streaming.
How dare you?
Sorry. Number 1, we listen to this CD or the soundtrack all the time in the household. The Greatest Showman. I know Jeff's not a big fan of that one.
It's a terrible movie.
You're a terrible movie.
I mean, the songs are okay, but the movie was very disappointing.
You'll be happy to know I know those words to those songs, Jeff, for the first time ever.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
You don't know the words to any songs.
Well, I need some background music, Steve. Come on, give me a beat. Give me a beat.
Put a ring on it. Put a ring on it.
If you don't want that road up in your broke ass home, your broke ass home.
Blake, give me a beat. Blake, give me a beat. Come on.
Don't
Put
do
a
it.
ring on it. Put a ring on it. Put a ring on it.
All the single ladies.
There you go.
Like to put a ring on it. That's not the Greatest Showman. Anyway. Game Night. Here you go. Contagion is number 3. Hunger Games: Catching Fire, and Jackass the Movie. So there you go.
Catching Fire. Wow. Like the middle one.
That's a wide spectrum. That's a wide net that got there.
Yeah.
Well, if they can't catch that Rona, they got to catch something.
Okay, you got me on that.
And then finally, Netflix. Last week, these were their top films watched. Bloodfather, a non-hit, but it's with Mel Gibson in the vein of Liam Neeson's basically Taken.
Yeah, going after the cartel, get his daughter back because she's a bit of a druggie. Yeah, I've seen it. It's all right.
Does Mel Gibson call anyone sugar tits?
I don't believe so, but there may be some racial epithets thrown in. I don't know. It's a Mel Gibson movie.
Gotcha. The Roommate. It's a low-budget Sony film about a college student realizing she's living with some dangerous people. Yeah. And it's made in 2011. Somehow this is number up in the top 5.
More than Tiger King?
No, movies. This is not
okay.
Tiger King has more than 35 million views.
That is amazing. And we're like 3 million of those. So
we can't stop watching it. We just keep watching it over and over, trying to figure out if we missed something or.
Hey Jim, did you buy a Bengal tiger since you got your stimulus check yet?
No. I'm going to wait until I get my second stimulus check.
Good call. Intern, only $3,000. Only $3,000.
Yeah, he's waiting until he finds out the Bengals draft Tua with the number 1 pick.
Good call.
Oh God.
No, they're gonna trade it.
No, they're not. God, stop it.
We're gonna trade it for Andy Dalton.
They're trading a tiger for Andy Dalton? Jesus! Didn't know players were so cheap.
Let's see. The Players Club from 1998 with Ice Cube directed.
Yeah, Bill Bellamy. Wow.
So your mom's been watching movies?
The Players Club?
2012 with John Cusack. That piece of shit movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Salt from 2010, the Angelina Jolie movie.
Yeah.
And finally, The Hangover. So there you go.
Interesting.
So that's the station.
Not The Hangover 2?
Terrible.
No, 3. Just 3, Jeff.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to get confused in the plots, guys.
No. And finally, we'll do one other thing. Fandango now, which nobody knows what it is, they also have collections you can download, like a series of films. Number 1 right now, the whole Bad Boy series.
Nice.
Including
2,
the Sean Penn one?
No, not that one.
Just thrown it in the middle.
Yeah, right. It's like the Fast and Furious 1954 thrown in the pack. Yeah.
Is that the one with Chris Penn? I think he's in it.
Oh, Bad Boys 85 or whatever?
Yeah.
Been a while since I've seen it.
Star Wars, the whole 9 movie collection, Skywalker Saga. Harry Potter complete collection. The next 2 are really bad. Twilight, the complete saga. And the whole 50 Shades of Grey franchise.
Well, they don't get porn in Fandango now?
My question is, there's YouPorn. You can do that. You don't need to download 50 Shades of Grey. The Hunger Games complete set collection is 6. John Wick collection 7.
Now we're talking.
I'll allow it.
This is the worst one. Another bad one. Shrek, the Shrek movie collection.
I'll allow it.
It's not like it's the cars/planes/trains and automobiles, whatever universe Pixar collection.
If you go online to Fandango now, you can get all 3 Bad Boy films for $30. Too cheap not to buy.
Oh, I thought they had to pay you to download them.
Yeah. So.
Hey, what about YouTube? They got anything for YouTube? Because probably not. I just finished Undeclared, the entire
really
season. Yeah.
Tell me how the second season is.
Kind of like the second season of Freaks and Geeks.
Nice.
I'm still trying. I gotta get through Cobra Kai. I really want to see that. I saw the first half of the season.
The first season or the second one?
First season. I'm halfway through first season.
It's so good, man. I can't wait for the third season to come out.
The first season, like the I think I'm 4 or 5 episodes in. I was really shocked by how good it was. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you watched all the free episodes too?
Yep.
Yep. That's what I did. It was pretty good.
I got YouTube. What is that? YouTube.
Red?
Yeah, TV. Yeah. YouTube TV.
Premium.
And
YouTube After Dark.
Yeah.
So I have that now. That's my streaming service. So now I'm able to get all the YouTube Red stuff on it. So
nice.
And finally, the Worsley nominee. So we give out to the new listeners. We do the Floppy Awards every December. And every year we give out the Worsley Award to the guy in honor of the guy that trekked across Antarctica without a jacket and died. So this year we always do the stupidest death for this award. This year there's been a lot. The best one is now a Virginia pastor who held church services in defiance of local orders to stay at home has died of COVID-19. Evangelical pastor died of COVID-19 just weeks after proudly showing off how packed his Virginia church was and vowing to keep preaching unless I'm in jail or in the hospital, unquote. In the last known in-person service on March 22nd, Bishop Gerald O. Glenn got his congregation at Richmond's New Deliverance Evangelist Church to stand to prove how many were there despite warnings against gatherings of more than 10 people. He states, at that service, I firmly believe that God is larger than this dreaded virus. You can quote me on that. He said, repeating it a second time to claps and saying that people are healed in his church. Let's see here. He was happily announcing he was being controversial by being in violation of safety protocols. He said, I'm essential. I'm a preacher. I talk to God. Then just this past Sunday, his church announced with an exceedingly sorrowful, whatever, and heavy heart.
Sorrowful.
Thank you, Jeff. That the pastor had died a week after being diagnosed. His wife is also sick with this virus.
No, come on.
And then this is the best part. Their daughter, they told the local news station that her father initially dismissed his symptoms because he has a precondition that often leads to fevers and infections. She is now urging everyone to stay home. It becomes very real to you, she said after they got diagnosed. I just beg people to understand the severity and the seriousness of this because people are saying it's not just about us. It's about everyone around us. You know what? I'm sorry your father died. But you are an asshole because it didn't affect you. And so you thought it was fine. And now when it affects you, you're like, oh, yeah, this is serious. Fuck you. For weeks you said no, it wasn't. Okay.
If you don't want that Rona, keep your broke ass home.
Keep your broke ass home.
They are up for the Worsley Award this year.
Jason, that goes right along with Hulk Hogan. Did you see his
what happened
interview?
to Hogan? No.
He said that we don't need a vaccine for COVID-19. We need Jesus.
Okay.
Take your vitamins and say your prayers.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, because the people, closest to Jesus are not being affected by this at all, huh? Like
they're getting closer to him. It's fucked up, guys.
I like that evil laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Intern, help me out here. How is your favorite Reverend preacher or charlatan Kenneth Copeland doing this week?
So I checked in on him yesterday and Sunday to see if he did like anything special for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have anything new up this week.
Okay.
So he's showing old clips.
Maybe he has COVID.
God. But I've been tweeting him, letting him know that he's ignoring the social distancing, and that I was going to have to talk to Jesus about him. I think he got scared, honestly.
That viral video the guy made of the music video he made of
incredible
blowing the wind of God.
So I just as we started recording, I came across one, and I haven't heard all of it, but somebody put it to a heavy metal song. So,
do you think you could get Kenneth Copeland, charlatan to the stars, on our show? We would treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course we will. Just like they do on the Daily Show.
I'll keep reaching out to him. I'll keep checking in on him every week, find out, what's going on.
Okay.
See if I can get him on.
If you can't get Copeland, could you get O.J. Simpson? Because you follow him too.
I do. The juice has been pretty quiet recently. So
ever since he tweeted about saying that what's her name did kill her husband.
Carol Baskin.
Carol fucking Baskin.
Baskin.
yeah, somebody probably told OJ to keep his ass off Twitter for a while.
You know what? Somebody should have told him not to kill his wife either. But hey, he doesn't listen well. Allegedly. Allegedly. Cato, yes.
Well, he was found guilty in a court of law to
Civilly.
being responsible for her death. Well, yeah, a civil court, but so he is at least held responsible for her death.
That is your news of the geek. I don't think we got anything else. I don't know. If so, we'll get to it next week. Let's see here.
The box office news? Come on.
Oh, wait, real quick. Ezra Miller may have choked somebody. Blake, help me out on this one.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't think I've seen an actual confirmation of whether this was fake or real, but apparently there's a video of Ezra Miller. Well, apparently, from what I understand, the video is real, but whether or not they were playing around or not is still up in the air, right?
Yes, the video is out.
Yeah, it's out there. So apparently he's in Reykjavik, Iceland, and he's at a bar, and there's a bunch of locals there in the bar getting drunk and rowdy, and I guess they're like giving him shit.
Yes.
And so he's like, "What? You want to fight? You want to fight?" And she comes up and she's like, "Oh yeah." And he like grabs her by the throat and then like pushes her down to the ground
and holds her by the throat.
Yeah, by the throat, and she's laughing the whole time, and he's just holding her. And so this came out, and I don't think his publicist or his agencies responded to this yet or not. So it's a real video, but they don't know if that was just a screwing around type thing, or I don't know.
Yeah. So the woman that came up to him was drunk or looked drunk, and
they've been drinking and rowdy and harassing him for a while.
And she's like, "Come on, I'll fight you, yeah!" And he grabbed her by the throat. I saw the video and pushed her to the ground and is on top of her. And then like some guys came over, like, "Okay, that's enough," and pulled him off. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but you probably shouldn't be grabbing strangers by the throat, is my thought.
No.
Guys, well, I think the real question here is, was it the Chuck Norris bar in Iceland?
I don't know. Is there a Chuck Norris bar?
That's what I was thinking. Like, which bar was this at?
Hold on.
Is Iceland not in quarantine? Why are they in bars in Iceland?
Yeah, because they're from Vikings, and they're tough and strong as shit. Their immune systems have faced everything and beat it. That's how they can live on Iceland.
Well, then they can take Ezra Miller sighting. I mean, come on. If they can defeat Rona, they can defeat Ezra Miller. That's not a big deal.
That's right. This was obviously not the big
There's only like 26 people, so I mean, we went up there. That's about all we saw.
Right?
Blake, your daughter was in Iceland for a while playing soccer. What do you think about the Icelandic people? They're pretty nice. They're not starting fights, right?
No, they're actually still fairly xenophobic, believe it or not. The bulk of the people you interact with, the bulk of the people you actually interact with are immigrants or people there on work visas for the customer service jobs and the interface with the public. So it is kind of interesting. They're a different type of people.
Do you think they could have beaten Ezra Miller up?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Every single one of them.
You know, if you know a lot about the culture of the Icelanders and what they used to do for they're a tough people. Trust me. Yeah, she probably could have kicked Ezra Miller's ass if she wanted to, but she was being nice because he was a visitor.
That's why she was laughing when she was being choked. She's like, "Ha ha ha! Your hands are so soft."
Is that the hardest you can squeeze?
I choked a fucking whale last week.
Between my knees.
You're like a puffin.
Did you say you're like a puffin?
Yeah.
The police have not, the Reykjavik Metropolitan Police have not filed charges, and there's been no report yet. But his supposedly his publicist is not happy about this. So,
well, it's either going to be like, if they do press charges, it's like, okay, either it's like a 200 kroner fine, or they throw you in a volcano. That's basically.
Yeah, I think those are the only options.
Yeah.
So it's a Joe versus volcano type of thing.
Yeah, if it spits you back out, then I guess you were fine. It's like a witch trial kind of thing.
The sad thing is maybe he did this just to get out of the DC universe. Maybe he doesn't want any more, and he had a contract.
Oh, you guys are never gonna make a fucking Flash movie.
That's the only one I was interested in.
Why?
I like the Flash. I don't even know if I like the Flash, but I like his rogues gallery a lot. I really like his villains. Maybe that's it. So
it could be worse. You could want a
name
Green Lantern.
3 of them that I would know.
Captain Cold.
That's the one played by Superman, right?
Captain Cold. No, he's Wentworth Miller.
Prison Escape or Prison Break. That's right.
Captain Boomerang. Pied Piper. Let's see who else. Heat Stroke. Heatwave. Sorry, yeah, not Heat Stroke.
Yes.
You stayed outside too long.
Electric Blanket.
Kamala, wait.
Yeah. Gobbledygooker or whatever.
Don't forget Gorilla Grodd.
Doink the Clown.
Mirror Master. Zoom.
Oh yeah, all the fast ones.
The Tiger King.
Carol fucking Baskin.
You know, the best one is, the most original is Reverse Flash. Thanks.
Oh.
So you can only run him backwards?
His name's Shulf.
Shulf Lundgren.
So there's your News of the Geek. We got top 5. Somebody want to give me top 5 intro?
No. Top 5.
Thanks, guys. Jim, what is our top 5 this week?
Our top 5 of the week is top 5 film characters that are actually villains when you really look at it.
Yes. They may not be originally, but if you start looking at them, like, they do some bastardly things, and they're pretty evil. So, Steve, do you guys have a list each, or one together?
We have a combined.
Yeah, we have a combined
We figured we'd
list.
save you some time.
That works. What is your number 5?
Number 5 may be controversial. We were just trying to think of a superhero that would be considered a bad guy, and Professor X was kind of close, just, with hanging out with teenagers and stuff like that. But instead we went with the Black Panther, because hashtag Killmonger be having a point.
Okay. So here's the good thing, guys. That is my number 4. You took it off my list. I have the whole country of Wakanda.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, they have the resources to help out people all over the world, and they're just kind of like, nah, we'll wait till they thin their numbers or whatever a bit, and then a rightful heir challenges the throne, becomes the king of Wakanda, and then a whole big insurgents to overthrow him. Look, the rules, you made him. He got it.
Yeah, he won it fair and square.
Yeah.
The guy, they have a point, because he is owed it. I mean, and the whole time I kept thinking, it's like, and I love the movie Black Panther, but Wakanda, I'm like, you guys, like you said, you can't go against your own rules. You had these in here. He lost. He got his ass kicked.
And the only thing is, like, towards the end, Killmonger gets a little like, oh yeah, burn it all down, kill it down. Now it's my rule. I make the rules now. That's like the only thing you really have against him at that point. Like, yeah, sure, he's killed a couple people. Let's see, like Ulysses Claw, who was also a villain, but whatever. Yeah, it may be controversial. I mean, I love Black Panther.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take away from the love of the movie, but
yeah, and it's definitely a questionable hero and understandable villain. It's kind of what Marvel does good in like a quarter of their movies. But yeah.
Good old fashioned.
But yeah, when you really look at it, T'Challa need to deal with it.
Jim, what is your number 5?
it's a pretty good segue. Mine is all the Avengers. All of them.
All of them.
All
Wait,
of them.
Why?
Team Iron Man and Team Cap?
Yes. Well, the ones from the movies with Thanos, his vision of the world. He's trying to make it a universe, trying to make it a better place. So he has the way to do it. And then they go and just ruin that and put it back to the same old shitty way it was.
No, actually, they made it worse than it was before because for 5 years we've adapted, and now twice as many people are available for half the resources.
Yep.
Good point. Good point. Hashtag got the point.
Fucking Avengers.
And another fucking mouth to feed. Tony Stark's kid is alive now. What the fuck?
Yeah, but Tony's dead, so
Yeah.
it's a swap.
Eh. Blake, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is a man who ruined relationships over and over again in the office and doesn't get, blamed for it. That's Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
This was movies.
Top film character.
He's making his own list.
He directed A Quiet Place.
Jim from The Office.
Yeah, that too.
So you're picking Jim Halpert as the bad guy. Okay.
Well, I had a couple other people on here, but before we started recording, somebody started talking about it. So I'm like, well, I better find some replacements quick. And that's why it's number 5, because if they did a movie version of The Office, Jim Halpert would still be the bad guy. There you go.
Yes, before we started filming, I don't know if it was going to be anybody else, but I said Daniel LaRusso because of what they did in How I Met Your Mother. How Johnny Lawrence is the real Karate Kid, and Daniel LaRusso is the bad guy.
So you're saying I should take Daniel LaRusso off my list, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Intern, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh.
I love the cut of the trailer where it's like a serial killer movie or whatever. And it's like, yeah, all it takes is a different soundtrack. This movie is dark.
I don't disagree with you that that Robin Williams character is not the greatest guy.
No.
Of course, Sally Field isn't the greatest woman in that either. She's kind of mean.
Yeah.
You know who's fantastic? Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, he's a gem. He's just trying to,
I wish I had a stepdad like that.
Right.
I actually make in my own mind, Mrs. Doubtfire is in the Bond universe. That Pierce Brosnan is only in it for a little bit because he's actually Bond, so he's coming and going. Makes the film better.
He's trying to bring down the evil mastermind Harvey Firestein.
That's right.
They call me the mask maker.
Robin, you're not sitting still.
That's supposed to be Harvey Firestein?
Shut it, Jeff.
That might be the worst one yet.
That was like Gilda Radner or something.
I thought that was Jason Statham.
I kicked a shark. I kicked a shark. I'm Jason Statham.
That's Stallone. That's Stallone right there.
Jeff, what is your number 5?
Well, so I have to take Daniel LaRusso off my list. I'll go with Hank Pym from Ant-Man. He's the one that, cons the Paul Rudd character. I forgot his character's name now.
Ant-Man.
Going back into the life of crime when he's trying not to. And he's like pulling all these strings, and really he's like just hoarding his gift to the world. Mm-hmm. So Hank Pym is the reason everything goes to shit in that movie.
He does have Yellow Jacket though.
Well, he's a bad guy too, but if Hank Pym wasn't an ass to Yellow Jacket, then he wouldn't have been an evil bad guy.
I waited decades to see Yellow Jacket in a movie, and that's what I got.
You waited decades for Yellow Jacket. That's your fault.
I loved Yellow Jacket in West Coast Avengers in the comic.
Well, that was the Hank Pym.
Well, yes, and they gave me this shitty one.
Well, because Hank Pym was doing something else, so they gave you Corey Stahl playing somebody.
Blake, don't feel bad. My number 5 was a TV character as well, because this guy is so fucking useless and piece of shit. Ross from Friends.
Yeah, they're all useless. Put them all on the list.
All the friends are useless. You're right.
Yeah.
The only person that had any purpose on that show whatsoever was Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that was for like 4 episodes.
He was on. You know, it's on during the
Selleck,
day.
I guess he was on
Tom
there for a
Selleck
bit.
was good, yeah. And then he left to go be a blue blood.
For like 26 years.
Yeah.
We have talked about Blue Bloods on this show too many fucking times.
Why is
It's a
this the
show.
second time that?
Because it's an awesome show.
I didn't know
Stop
you
it! It is not an awesome show.
this show.
So every day I have Seinfeld on the background while I'm working, and then Friends comes on after that, and I always am too lazy to get the remote to change it. And every day I'm like, this fucking group, Ross and Rachel, can fucking go off a cliff. They are worse than Theo. They are awful characters. They're awful human beings.
And that's after watching Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Although, Jason, you do like to bring up the fact a lot that Ross and Rachel are terrible and blah, blah. You throw that in a lot of your top 5 lists.
I fucking hate those two characters.
He's not wrong.
See?
Not saying he's wrong.
No,
I just thought
not
he'd
wrong.
be... No.
Yeah, Jeff's not
I
wrong.
just
You're
thought-
wrong.
Think
I
of
thought
think
by
of
now you would be tired of talking about them.
you think of all the other relationships that they destroyed on that show. I mean, they're horrible people.
They are. My number 4 was
television shows.
my number 4 was Wakanda. Jeff, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Glinda, the Good Witch of the North in The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
She steals the birthright of the Wicked Witch of the West, her inheritance of her dead sister, gives it to Dorothy, sends Dorothy off on some terrible quest when all she had to do was snap her heels together 3 times and go home. Evil, evil wench.
That's how you get shit done. Manipulation.
And then calls herself the Good Witch.
And then what's worse is she lets this little girl go on this trip with these 3 screwed up male figures, man.
And an animal.
Think about it.
These mail figures, what are they delivering the mail? What?
Save
That's
UPS.
what the movie was about?
Oh no, save USPS. Sorry.
We're off to deliver the letters for USPS.
Dorothy was shut down 20 years later for keeping the lion in a cage.
She changed her name to Carol Baskin.
Because of Carol fucking Baskins.
Intern, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I have Colonel Troutman from Rambo.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost put Rambo from Rambo 2, 3, and 4.
And 5.
And 5.
And
Actually, no, I
6.
guess it was his daughter or stepdaughter or whatever in 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
anyway.
he's still not a good person.
Sorry, we just watched that like 2 days ago and like, oh, what? All right, that's the story, I guess.
I
You
forgot
felt,
it existed.
yeah, you felt sorry for him in the first one, which was a really good movie. Then you just like start to dislike him in 2, 3, 4, 5.
7.
But anyway, we're talking about Troutman, so go ahead, Brian.
Yes. No, it's like in the first one, he supposedly comes in to try to help him, and then he just keeps coming back and bringing Rambo back to fight, to war when he's trying to stay away.
Keep pulling him back in.
I have your cure for PTSD. Go kill more people.
Yeah. Exactly.
What kind of people? I don't know. Vietnam?
If you
All the
never
people.
stop killing, it will never be post-traumatic.
Have you
So-
considered helping out the Mujahideen?
Jim, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Gandalf.
Yeah.
Ah.
Honorable mention.
Good one.
He grabs all these little people and has them go take this ring and destroy it, when all he had to do was call these giant birds, these rocks, whatever are, fly to fucking Mount Doom himself, and he can toss it in there. Take about 10 minutes.
Well, not only that, it's always like, danger is coming. I must flee.
two things, Jim. One, the birds wouldn't have come and taken him, and two, the more he was close to the ring, he would have been corrupted by it.
Isn't that the
for
whole
like
reason?
3 minutes.
He grabbed
Reason why he's
Frodo
getting
with
off
them, and then
okay is he's just sort of not good at his job.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a terrible wizard. I mean, wizards.
He
in
only
Middle
cast
Earth
like
aren't
2
that
spells.
Magician.
Yeah, pretty much.
His-
Like,
He only does sword fighting with a Balrog better than he does casting spells.
His strongest
oh,
spell is
thanks,
speak with
thanks,
animals.
for now.
You guys are really making me want to watch these films. Woo!
Now, granted, what he did in The Hobbit was terrible. So yeah, you're right. He is terrible.
I must go talk to another wizard that has shit all over his head. I'll be back.
Trust me, it's okay.
Don't worry, you're just in grave danger the whole time.
Did you get the information you need from that guy? No. Oh shit, I forgot to ask him. Anyway, what have you guys been up to? Fighting orcs and shit? I'm gonna go take a shit.
Inviting 13 dwarves into the little nice hobbit hole to just wreak havoc. I mean, right there from the beginning, he was a villain.
Yeah.
Hey, got any more of that halfling weed?
He's more a villain in that movie than in all the X-Men movies combined.
Gandalf is my favorite X-Men.
That's right. Floating
Turn
around.
Bilbo
making
Baggins
some
into a
shit.
burglar.
Blake, what's your number 4?
Yeah, turning him into a life of thievery and crime. Oh my gosh, my number 4 was Leonard from Memento.
That was
of
our
my-
number 1. Damn you.
Damn it!
Well, we
What?
can replace them. We got others.
All right, yeah, pick another one, but just shower me with approval. So yeah, Leonard. Because it actually you feel sorry for him. He's the protagonist all the way up to the end, and you realize he's the one that actually had killed his wife, and every time he figures it out, he destroys it. So he's on a perpetual quest. It's kind of cool, but yeah, unfortunately. Why'd you guys pick it?
Exactly
yeah.
that. Yeah, basically he's a goddamn serial killer. He unknowingly, of course, but yeah, he's just killing people left and right. Now that Joey Pants is gone at the end, what happens from there? He might go in a time machine, being Guy Pearce and all, and take out all the Morlocks and
No reaction from
fucking
Jason.
Prometheus universe. Who knows?
Can't trust that guy, Pierce.
Go to space jail.
Possesses a body of a Russian sniper, starts killing off Germans.
Exactly. God.
Jason wasn't even paying attention.
I've never seen Memento.
That was the wrong.
Yeah,
What?
but
Well, we just spoiled the fuck out of it. We should still watch it.
but they folded it over into the time machine, Jason.
Oh.
And Lockout, and I don't know, Iron Man 3, I think.
I'm sorry, you pronounced lockout wrong. It's pronounced space jail.
Yeah.
Steve Izzy, what's your number 4?
Our number 4 is a personal favorite of mine. It was actually filmed in 1985, about 2 blocks from where I lived at the time, in Ogden, Utah. It's a little movie called 3 O'Clock High, and the star Jerry Mitchell, played by Casey Sama, was in Back to the Future.
Samasco.
Yeah, Samasco. Basically, he's the villain in that movie, even though the bully in it, Buddy Revell, it was like, oh, he's this big bad guy, blah blah blah.
He just transferred from another school.
Yep, and Jerry talks to him while he's taking a leak, which is uber fucking weird. Touches his jacket. This leads to hey, we're gonna fight at 3 o'clock, and the whole time Jerry's paying other people to kick his ass or try to get the cops called on him, stashing weapons in his locker so he gets arrested, so he doesn't have to fight him. That motherfucker is a villain.
Oh yeah, and he just keeps making Buddy Revell's life hell. He spills his lunch on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was the new kid in school and one of the other kids was doing that shit to me, I'd want to kick his ass.
Totally.
It's kind of the Daniel LaRusso effect there.
Yeah. This was the one that beat out Daniel LaRusso on our list, because it was no, this guy's far fucking worse. Sure, Daniel LaRusso, quote unquote, won the tournament with an illegal kick, and stole sweet Elizabeth's shoe from Blondie. I forget his name. William Zarba, whatever the fuck his name is.
Zabka.
Johnny Lawrence.
Zabka. Yeah, that's right.
Zorro,
William Zardoz.
Yeah, William Zardoz. So yeah, Jerry Mitchell, 3 O'Clock High. Check it out today.
What's your what's your number 3?
Oh, for us, number 3. In lieu of living life a quarter April at a time on our podcast, Dominic Toretto of the Fast and Furious universe.
I agree.
And basically his whole goddamn crew.
Yeah, the first movie, they're freaking like stealing from truckers. They're stealing all those Zooms and nano pets and tube TVs.
Yeah, Brian's a goddamn undercover FBI agent who then goes fucking rogue and kills a couple people.
Earl Spillner.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just gets worse from there in the movies, doing all kinds of covert shit. Oh yeah, we're funded by the government. Bitch, you don't know Kurt Russell's funded by the government. You're causing international incidents, man. You just destroyed Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, anyway.
Would you miss it? Would you miss it? Rio de Janeiro?
Well, not that particular neighborhood.
Beaches, so yeah. You can't have the girl from Ipanema without Rio de Janeiro.
Thank you. Jim, Jim, we're going to go to you. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
I
don't blame you.
That's a good one.
He invents this flux capacitor that allows time travel. And what does he use it for? His own personal stuff. Like, oh, your kids are assholes. We need to go back and fix them.
Don't worry about this COVID in 2020. Fuck that. We won't fix that.
Too fair. He only went to like 2015. So.
Do you see that College Humor skit where Marty McFly keeps going back to so he can have sex with himself and his mom?
You know, Rick and Morty was originally supposed to be Doc and Marty, based off of Doc Brown and Marty McFly, but they had to change it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Blake, what's your number 3?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's a horrible man. Think about this. Of course, the famous meme. What if you got a daughter? What do you want to do? Make her a princess. How about if your son? I don't know. Make him a dirt farmer. Oyster farmer. And then Obi-Wan does take him to Tatooine and drops him off with his aunt and uncle that works him to death. And then, he's supposed to be hanging out and protecting them or doing whatever. He doesn't. And he finally comes around, and then he doesn't tell him the truth. And it's not really, he hides
true in a certain point of view.
From a point of view, yeah, exactly. And then he's like, yeah, Vader, you strike me down, I'll be more powerful than ever. And he goes to swing, and he disappears. Yeah, what the hell's up with that?
Kind of villains. I'm gonna throw that out there. Hot take.
Well, you have to complete a genocide to reach Jedi Master.
That's true.
Don't talk Star Wars too much. Don't talk Star Wars. It's going to ruin my list. Stop it. Intern, what's your number 3?
Number 3, Tyler Durden.
Oh, Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's definitely the villain. Yeah.
Jeff, number 3?
Well, I might as well say it now since before you ruin it. I have Luke Skywalker.
My number 1. The whole Skywalker family. Fuck them all.
I had those honorable mention.
I specifically have Luke because he blows up a government facility and expects to be the hero. He is a backwards farmer who learns how to blow things up. Timothy McVeigh was executed for what Luke Skywalker did.
I didn't go the McVeigh route. I just went with the, like I said before.
But you forgot his incestuous ways too.
That's so
you
far down the list.
Your sister, is it wrong?
Is it wrong?
But he didn't knowingly do it, so that one I can overlook.
Skywalker.
It's when you find out it's your sister and you're still jerking off to it later. That's when it's questionable.
Exactly.
It's okay to jerk off to the memory of before you knew it was your sister.
The joke. Yeah, do you see that Ray meme where Luke's telling her, he's like, oh yeah, I see the past. He goes, yeah, what do you see? And she's like, Ew, you kissed your sister?
A little more than that.
That was my number one because I said it before on the podcast. They're the fucking Kennedys of the fucking Star Wars galaxy. Fuck them.
That's right.
The Kennedys.
Death and destruction wherever they go.
It
Right,
takes
Alan-
such a personal problem. to ruin
And
the
it took a Palpatine to fix everything.
The
You guys really keep
Kennedys.
fucking up my plans.
The Kennedys had such bad luck. Oh no, fuck them. They did it to themselves 90% of the things. Anyways, so that was so my number 3. Where was it? Was Annie from Bridesmaids, Kristen Wiig's character. She's a fucking bitch.
He's
Yeah.
horrible.
I'll agree with that. The definite villain in that story.
Selfish. Completely
Yep.
selfish.
Hey, my best friend's getting married. Let's try to, sabotage this because
make
I'm
it
about
unhappy.
Yeah, this is make it about me.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that the plot of My Best Friend's Wedding too, with Julia Roberts?
Yes.
For a friend, I've never seen it, but
It's just stole the plot.
Well, the difference there is in My Best Friend's Wedding, she's trying to steal the groom. In Bridesmaids, she's just is trying to save her
Of their
friendship.
souls.
She thinks her friend is going to be gone because she's married now.
Woe is me.
it makes sense. It makes sense. It really checks out.
Everybody give
talk
their
to-
threes.
Talk to Jeff and Jim. They like me. They like my wife now better than me. So they were happy I got married.
Yeah. Oh, you
There you go.
definitely. She was
We
the
like-
settler in that.
Yeah. As soon as we met her, we liked her more than you. Jeff actually tried to convince her to not date you.
Like, no, you're too good for this guy.
True.
That is true.
It's a true story.
I actually like your dog better than you, Jason. I don't even believe your dog exists.
Shut up, Blake. My number 2 is Joy from Inside Out. Fuck her. Fuck her. Oh, I'm sad. Oh, not Joy. Sorry, Sadness. Sadness, not Joy. My bad. Sadness from Inside Out. Fuck her.
So the emotion of being sad is a villain, is what you're trying to make a stretch.
Don't touch the memories. You will pollute them. Okay. Touch. Don't touch them, Sadness. Touch. Okay, Sadness, I'm telling you for the 3rd time, don't touch them. Touch. Seriously, fucking hit her. Do
Throw her in
something.
the pit of despair.
Why would you even bring her? She's self-sabotaging. Leave her
Yes.
at home. Leave your problems at home, people.
She's the
With the
Annie of-
Rona. Oh, wait.
Yeah, with the rest of you. Keep your broke ass home.
She is the Annie of Bridesmaids of the Pixar universe. Fucking God.
It's cliche for a reason.
Yes. So that was my number 2. Jeff, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I have Apollo Creed from Rocky 4.
They told him not to get in the ring.
He went over with his big ego thinking, I'll handle this, not realizing that his opponent, had, what it was all about. And yeah, he died. And now that